Hey guys, Jen Banks with Banks Canine Solutions. I am a dog trainer located in Fitchburg, Massachusetts. I offer in-home training as well as group classes in the area. You can check out my website for more details. Um, this is my dog training Q&A. I do it weekly, or at least I try to. I think this is episode, I don't even know. I'll write it in the title. Anyways, I'm going to get right into answering questions. First one comes from Tracy. Basically, she's got a corgi that likes to bark a lot during play. So, love Ellie's spirit, but the barking during play is enough to make my head explode. Sounds like she doesn't do it outside of the house if she's playing somewhere else. But at home, I'm assuming she's barking like before you throw the toy and maybe while chasing the toy. Um, so, first thing to understand is you have a corgi, right? And what are they bred for? They do a lot of barking. So she does need that outlet for barking. And you're not ever going to get rid of it completely, nor should you want to, because she would just not be a happy dog if you tried to get rid of barking completely. That's Moon Pie shaking her head. She's been passed out all morning, and as soon as I start filming that, she's walking around shaking her head, being a silly dog. Yeah, doing that. So when you're playing fetch, what you can pay attention to is I actually wouldn't give her any attention. So if you're holding the toy and she's barking, I would wait until she's quiet and then throw the toy instead of throwing it as she's barking. That might take time. The first few times you do it, you might stand there for a good few minutes before she's quiet. And again, this isn't going to stop the barking, but you'll be able to cut down on it, and she'll probably still be barking while going to play, but that's her outlet, right? That's her time to really get all that energy out. You can also do a bit more tug with her. So I know you do a lot of retrieve games, but it's a lot harder to bark when you're tugging. So maybe teach her a little bit of some tug games. There are a few good videos out there. I actually just watched a video on gameplay. I think I shared it on my personal Facebook page. But there are tons of good tug resources out there. Michael Ellis has a really good tug video if you're looking for more like formal information on it. But yeah, hold the ball and she's gonna bark her head off, and eventually she's gonna stop, and then you're gonna throw it. Don't say anything to her though. Don't ask her to be quiet, because that's all. It sounds like it's not working anyways, and it's all just giving her attention. So stop talking to her completely. You might even need to look away from her until she's quiet. All right. So the next question comes from Stephanie, and I'm thinking of having Oakley become an emotional support dog, maybe bring him to nursing homes and such. Do you know how I would go about this? What training he would need? So that's a good question. It is a question I get a lot. For those of you that don't know, I started out in the assistance dog world, so my first dog training job was doing assistance dog training, and there's a bit of confusion between assistance dogs, emotional support dogs, and therapy dogs. So Stephanie, what you actually want is a therapy dog, not an emotional support dog, and that's really important when you are looking for training classes. So an emotional support dog is basically a dog that's used to help people in situations that are really stressful, like flying. They actually, a lot of them don't have any formal training. They're probably some of the worst trained dogs that I see. Hopefully I don't make anyone upset by that, but in the dog training, in the dog world in general, emotional support dogs are a hot topic, because a doctor can basically just say, sure, you can take your dog on the airplane, without actually knowing anything about what it takes to be an assistance dog. And an assistance dog is someone that is a dog that's highly trained to help someone. So maybe they're trained to fetch things for the person or alert them to a sound, etc. If you want an assistance dog, you need to have a disability. You can't just have an assistance dog that fetches for you if you can bend over and pick up that item yourself. So that's the trade-off is, yeah, you can take your dog somewhere, but you're also living with a disability. So not anyone can just have an assistance dog. A therapy dog, which is what you're talking about, is a dog that is trained to a degree to go into situations and help other people. So they might go into nursing homes, they might do reading programs at libraries, they might go to hospitals, they might go to colleges during exam time, and that does require a bit of training. I usually recommend that people get their Canine Good Citizen first, which is basically a title you can get on your dog that shows that you can control your dog on leash without any sort of correction collar, and without any sort of treats. So it's a real test of your overall relationship, and it prepares you for ultimately taking a therapy dog test, which I've really liked the Pet Partners program, where again you have to go in and demonstrate that your dog can do XYZ without needing to be corrected, without needing to have food in front of their nose. You have that relationship with your dog where you can get their attention and get them to work with you without corrections or food. So the other thing to keep in mind too, just because you want your dog to be a therapy dog doesn't mean your dog wants that. So I would have loved to do therapy dog work with Bamba. Bamba would have hated that. Bamba would have probably bit someone, right? Because he just doesn't like other people. I could probably easily do therapy dog work with Moonpie because she loves people. So aside from training, it's the overall temperament of the dog. I actually just had I had just had a trainer email me about a self-trained service dog she's working with that's growling at people. Done. That dog's not a service dog. Get it out. Move on to the next one. You've got to have the temperament to back up the training, right? So if you have a dog that's growling at people, or doesn't like to be touched, or doesn't like to go into new environments, you can work on that stuff to a degree, but you've got to ask yourself, why are you really doing that, right? Like, why are you forcing your dog into something that they're obviously not enjoying? So, and I haven't seen Oakley in, I don't know, a year, so I don't know what he's like now, but when I met him, he was a little bit nervous. And I know you've had some barking at people issues and whatnot, so those are the things that you really want to ask yourself is if you go into a nursing home, which is scary, you've got slippery floors, you've got noises, you've got vacuums, you've got funny smells, you've got people in all sorts of different equipment, wheelchairs and all that sort of stuff. How is he going to react? Is he going to be fine with that, or is he going to be scared? If he's scared, how quickly can we get him over that? So those are questions that I can't answer for you. You've got to answer them yourself. All right, you guys, that's going to do it for my dog training question and answer this week. I hope you found this helpful, and I'll see you next week. Bye.